Hello, my name's Louise Molyneux and I'm a Senior Day Service Officer and I work at the Cannock Complex Needs Service. I've been making puppets of all types and sorts for years, and we've been using puppets within our service for the last 2 years.
I'm Julie Street Anderson and I'm also a Senior Day Service Officer at Stafford Complex Needs Service. I'm also a lay reader, lay minister in my local church. So as Lou said, we've been using puppets in the workplace for some time, and Lou and I began working outside of the workplace with puppets when I asked her to help me incorporate and introduce puppets into a church setting. So we rocked up at a harvest supper with our puppets, didn't we? Yes. And from there we set up a Good Friday workshop where we told a very difficult story using puppets and props and music. We also then took our puppets to all of the Christmas celebrations, and we were asked to take our puppets then to a children's party.
One of the children that attended was a little girl with autism, and her father was so overwhelmed by her response and engagement with the puppets that he did write some feedback down to share with you. To see my child who has autism having the courage to speak out in a group through the use of a puppet is heartwarming. Puppets have an amazing superpower that enables people with the least amount of confidence to morph into the character and become whatever their imagination wishes. My daughter is usually the child that views things from a distance, but through the sheer magic of puppetry, she is able to disguise her natural feelings and hide behind the puppet. This allows for full engagement and involvement in activities whereby in normal circumstances this would not be possible. Puppets, although sometimes made and controlled by the child, are able to offer life lessons and skills to their creator. Amazing when you think about it.
Another time when we've used puppets, this time we used one called Sophia, was when we worked with a little girl who needed support with the grief and loss of her granddad. And that's where you came in, wasn't it? Hi. So Sophia was able to answer all of the little girl's questions. She asked lots of questions, didn't she? And we are told that through the use of puppets and art on that occasion, the little girl is now working through her grief and is a happy little girl because of that. The great thing about puppets is that you don't know what's going to happen next. So when we did our puppet workshop, the children and adults all made their own puppets, designed them as they wished, but the actual magic happens when they use them in the puppet theatre, and you can't rehearse what will happen as the children get together and let their imagination and creativity actually run wild. And the little girl with autism joined in, and just to see them all smiling and using their puppets in that way was absolutely magical. And that's where we get so much happiness and joy out of that. Yeah, that's how.